Let's see a problem where we want to count the number of films with the highest, second highest, as well as the third highest rental rate. So for this, we'll just be requiring a one table. So if we quickly have a look at our film table here, this should have all the information that we require. So if you see here, it has the film ID, the title of the film, when was the film released, as well as the rental rate. This rental rate is what we are interested in. So what we want to do is we basically want to count the number of films which have the highest rental rate, the second highest rental rate, as well as the third highest rental rate. So from a cursory glance at the data, you can see that you have a $4.99 per DVD rental, we have a 2.99, and we have a 0.99. And I don't see any other rental rate over here for 1,000 films that we have. So it looks like we just have 3 rental rates existing. So what we basically need to do is say at the 4.99 rental rate, count the number of films. At the 2.99 rental rate, count the number of films existing, and similarly for the 99-cent rental rate as well. So looks pretty straightforward. There are various ways of doing this. One simplest way of doing it, and which I feel is more intuitive, would be to simply rank these films in the order of their rental rate. So for example, if a film has a rental rate of 0.99, you just give it a rank of 3 in this case. If it has a rental rate of 4.99, you just give it a rank 1, because that's the highest rental rate that we see over here. And if it similarly, if it has a 2.99 rental rate, you just give it a rank of 2. So there is a quicker way or a short way of doing that. Let's see how we can approach this problem from different angles. If we just order this by, say, rental rate, without really doing anything about the other column. So say we just want the title and the rental rate, because these are the only two things we're interested in. And we quickly run this, you'll just see that it orders it by rental rate, and in ascending order. If you want to view it by descending order, we just use the keyword #DESC, and you'll see that all of these films are ordered by a decreasing order of rental rate. But that's not what we want. We want a count of the number of films in each of these categories, that is the highest rank, the second highest rank, and the third highest rank. So here, let me introduce to you a function which is called as the rank function, as well as the dense rank function. So there are two functions that we'll be using here, of which finally we'll just use one out of the two, because that's what is useful to us. But in any case, I'll introduce both the functions to you and tell you the utility of each one of those. So let's say we want to add a column here in this table, which will tell you that Ace Goldfinger, for example, is ranked number 1. And similarly, all these other films at 4.99 are ranked number 1. Antitrust Tomatoes, here, weird name, never heard it before. It's ranked as number 2. And similarly, the 99-cent film is ranked at number 3. So we just want to add a column which will give you the rank of these films. So what we will do is, let's use a rank function here. So I'll just quickly write this down and explain you what this means. So I'll remove this, as we don't require this anymore. Let's say we call this as rental rank and run this. So now you can see there is a number that is assigned to each film. Let me explain to you what this means. So rank over just means that it wants to rank some column there using a specific criteria. Now the criteria that is mentioned in this case is within the order by clause here. So when it says order by rental rate, it means that it wants to rank all these films by a specific parameter, which in this case is the rental rate, and we are also specifying it to rank it in a particular order. And the keyword here, DESC, means it wants to order all the ranks or all the films by a decreasing order of rental rate. So your highest rental rate here will get the rank 1. Similarly, second highest rental rate will get a lower rank, and so on. However, what is that lower rank? In this case, you would assume that since there are so many ties here, you have all these a bunch of films here which have a rental rank of 1. So you should assume that the next rental rate, which is 2.99, should not have a rank 1 or should not have a rank 2. By intuition, you may feel that, and your intuition is right in that case, because as you can see, the next film here, which is Adaptation Holes, has a rank of 337. What this means essentially is that there are 336 films before Adaptation Holes which have a higher rank or which are priced at a higher rate than this particular film. However, if we want it to have a rank next in order, what we would do is we would use another function called as dense rank. So if we quickly execute this and go back below, we see that now all these films which have a rental rate below these 336 films are now ranked at number 2. So a dense rank function will give you a continuity of ranks, whereas the rank function will not give you a continuity. It will just rank the films according to their actual criteria that is set over here. So that's a very important distinction to make between the rank and the dense rank function. So in this case, since we want to count the number of films with the highest and the second highest and as well as the third highest ranks, so we'll quickly go down there. As we can see, we also have rank 3 here. The dense rank function in this case will be more useful to us rather than the rank function. So we know that we ought to use this function here. So once we've added this particular column, all we want to do is we just want to group all these films and just count it by the ranks here. So we'll just apply a group by to this entire table here and use the criteria of count on the number of films or on the title. So let's say select something from this table. So this entire table of ours will come in the from clause. We just give it a table alias as A, and what we want to do is we want to count the number of films by each rank. So we will take the rental rank as one of our columns, and we will also want to count the number of films. So we will count it by the title, and of course we want to group it by the rental rank because we want to see the number of films by rank. So we will use this as our group by criteria, and once we run this, we should have the number of films by each rank.